So basically, this is chapter 4, algorithms and flowcharts. Now, this is something new that has been added in P1. This was not there before. Now, algorithms and flowcharts, pseudocodes are very, very important. What are algorithms or algorithms? You may pronounce it in either way. Well, these are the ways that are used in computational ways to solve a problem. Basically, there are three ways you can solve.
Mathematical problem?
Sorry, beta.
Sir, it is used to solve a mathematical problem?
In a mathematical problem and computational problems. So basically, there are three ways problems can be solved. One is using English prose, then is pseudocode, and then is your flowcharts. Now, these are different ways you can solve a problem. English prose simply means that if you want to wash your hands, you can open up the tap, rinse your hand, rinse for a while, then you can rinse with water and dry your hands. Pseudocode uses more structured English, which has begin, capital words, your keywords are used, indentation is used. So this is more structured language. And flowchart, obviously, with the help of diagrammatical representation of different shapes, you can tell how to solve a problem. So three ways can be used. So flowcharts and pseudocode is what we will discuss in this particular thing. Obviously, so like we said, pseudocode is a more structured way of solving problems. So flowchart, a set of symbols that we'll be using to show how the problem can be solved. And pseudocode basically is a language generically will be used to solve a problem. Maybe you might have done MSW logo before in middle school, in which you had to move a turtle. So FD5 meant to forward direction 5 points. BK was move backward. So forward move, the turtle was basically pointing this way. Okay. So forward 5 means move 5 points ahead. Okay. Backward 2 means it can move back 2 points. Okay. Right 90 means it will move right. And left, so move right. Left means move left. So these were different directions. And these were commands that were used. So this was Maze 2. Okay, this was a very simple basic program that was used for kids to teach them. So the students were asked to what will happen when you put in the following steps. Okay, FD7, it will move 7 steps.
Sir?
Yes. Yes.
Sir, are these still used today?
Yes, it's used to teach kids. It's known as MSW logo. It's very basic command language that helps students to learn how to command. Class 3 probably. So just with an example they're referring to. Okay, obviously it's something not syllabus. They won't ask you to do so. Well, let's directly come to is flowcharts and pseudocode. So this is just a beginner thing, just tell you how it can be. Okay, so flowcharts, like I told you, it's you have for the start we use this symbol, for the stop we use this symbol. Okay, you will have the following. You will have input, output, process, decision loop. Let's have a look at all of them. So for input and output in flowcharts, we use this for the output symbol. So if you want to say hello world, that's the output. Okay. Okay. For input, we also use the same symbol, right? And I'll discuss all these variables and all that. What's a variable? Well, variable basically is a container. Whenever we say that, if for example, if we say over here is variable a is equals to 10, what we're saying is that we're assigning a value 10 to a. This is an assignment operator. Okay. And whenever we say is, for example, x is equals to y, what we're saying is that the value of y will be assigned to x. Obviously, you know that. So this is what assignment operator is all about. Okay, we call this as assignment. Then we also have is, for example, I can say variable a is double equal to 10. When we say double equal to means is comparison. When you want to compare, it means I want to compare whatever is A with whatever is 10. So it's comparison, it's not assignment. Okay, we will discuss all this. So you have you know about different operators as well. Less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. We will keep on discussing that later on. Okay, so variable again is a simple container that will hold something. When I say variable A, it means that I have is a container, and this container basically has a value of A. We call that a variable. Okay. An identifier is a name given. So when we say identifier, like when I say A is equals to 10, so basically A is an identifier. Concatenate is just generically something we use to join two things together. Okay, we will learn this in databases and spreadsheets as well. Okay, plus can be used in databases, and even there is a concatenate function that can be used in databases and spreadsheets, and even in languages, both concatenate and plus.
Join two commandments.
Exactly. Yes. Right. So if you look at this following thing, it's a very simple flowcharts where we start, we output hello world, and we input. So let's say you start a program. Okay, you start it. It says hello, and then you input number and you stop. So it's a very simple flowchart that shows you the starting and the stopping and input and output. Okay.
Sir, I didn't. मुझे समझ नहीं आई क्या मतलब इस बात का.
किसका?
मतलब we start the program.
For example, yeah, just listen. If someone says that you're supposed to make a flow chart of any program, that program will say hello world, and then after that you can input number. The basics is बात है. So उसके लिए obviously start के लिए I use a symbol, which means I am starting it. Then hello world, I get an output, and then I can input something. So if I need to display any output, I'll use the symbol. If I need to display any input, I use this symbol. And then I stop. Obviously, whenever you make a program, the program has to start and the program has to stop. This definitely will be there. Whatever comes in the middle, this is gradually that we will discuss.
So this is how we draw the flow chart, right?
This is the way you will draw a flow chart. So step by step, we will be discussing this very, very important chapter. Okay. This is one of the chapters that requires a bit of time in theory. Okay. And you'll get it. So again, output, we use this, and I just told you that. So output can also use this. So pseudocode. Now let's come to pseudocode. Now pseudocode basically uses some specific commands. So if I want to output hello world, that's the way I'll write. I'll write output, which is in capital, hello world. Or I can say output, I can double quotes, we have an IT class. Okay. So if you want to write,
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, in a flowchart, can we use like flowchart में हम pseudocode use करते हैं ना?
No, pseudocode is separate, flowchart is separate. To solve a problem, we can write a pseudocode, or we can write a flowchart. Okay, you'll just get the point. Or like over here is, it says output hello, it says write hello, and says print hello. So this is just telling you that to output, to write, okay, we use these keywords in capital. Okay, मैं gradually आपको सारा practice कराऊंगा. No worry. अब इसे go through में कर रहा हूँ. You'll do my activities and it will be more clear to you. So how do we take an input? Well, in pseudocode, अगर आपने input लेना है, हम कहेंगे take a variable number, okay, and assign it to is equals to input. Input means input, enter number, which means that you will input number, and this number that you've entered will be assigned to a variable num. Is this line clear? So a variable num will take the input from the user. This is the pseudocode for that.
मतलब हमने input आगे bracket, अगर हम कोई भी for example 7 8 9 कोई भी number डाल देते हैं bracket में, तो वो that would be equal to num, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely correct. Okay. So let's look at this. An algorithm needs to ask the user to enter their name. Okay. It should take their name as an input and then welcome them by name. For example, welcome Shisha. Draw a flowchart. Start by identifying the steps required. Ask they enter the name, take their name as input, welcome them by their name. Okay, ask their name. So obviously, okay, step one, ask their name to input. So obviously, start output, enter your name. So so obviously you will be, the question says over here is ask them to enter the name. So you have to obviously have an output, a message, basically you could say a message comes up, enter your name. So this is an output and this is an input. You get my point. And we use the same symbol for both of them, the same shapes for them. So I input it. Okay. So it will say, it will again display the output, welcome, okay, and your name, and then stop. Read the question again. And an algorithm needs to ask user to enter their name. So when you open up the program, okay, the program gives an output. The output says, can you enter your name? So for that, we use this shape. And then the program gives you the option to enter something. For that, we use this shape. Okay. And then welcome them by saying, for example, welcome this. So again, it gives a display, welcome. Okay, output, how are you? And your name comes up. So very simple way to write a flowchart. Have a look. Did you get my point? Okay. So
Yes, sir, it's clear.
It's not technical. We will learn step by step. We will learn this. I know first time you're doing it, no issue, but we will learn that for any input and output, we use this shape, and for start and stop, we use this shape. So it will not be a problem. Okay.
Sir, first we will start the program by like पहले हम program को start करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद हम अपने output में जो है वो कहेगा कि जी enter your name.
Yes.
Input में फिर हम अपना नाम लिखेंगे और output में वो welcome और आगे हमारा नाम मेंशन कर देगा और आगे जो भी हमने जो कमांड एंटर करनी होगी या if it is asking its customers like how are you, what order would you want to place, उसके बाद फिर हम स्टॉप कर देंगे फंक्शन को.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If we want to convert this into a pseudocode, now listen to this carefully. How would I convert this in Sudoku? Sudoku obviously means a structured way of writing down. So I convert this to says output, enter your name, input name, output. So Sudoku is so damn easy. Okay, so but remember one thing, Sudoku.
Pseudocode मतलब हम इस तरह ही लिखेंगे simple lines में जिस तरह यहाँ लिखा हुआ है. We don't need a flowchart for that, right?
No. If the examiner says that for this problem, if the examiner says for this problem, write a pseudocode, this will be your answer. If the examiner says that for this, write a flowchart, this will be your answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, there are some specific keywords. मैं बार बार कह रहा हूँ कि for output we use this in capital, for input we use this in capital. Okay. Right. So ये discuss हो गया हमारा processes. Okay. So there are different types of processes. Obviously, processes means that whenever you do some sort of mathematical processes, you have addition, you can have subtraction, multiplication, division, indices, modulation, modulus, and division. Okay. So
yes, sir.
These are processes. We're just trying to explain this. Okay. So process, a new thing comes in. This is a process, which means the examiner could say over here is that you start a program. Okay. And then you basically input variable A, and then you input variable B. I'm so sorry. And then you input variable B. I'm not writing down, but since I'm speaking, you remember. And then what I want to do is I want both those variables to be processed. What? I want A to be added with B.
Concatenate.
Exactly. And then I want the result to be displayed out. So again, I'll use this shape. And then I can end the program. Yes or no?
Sir, it's just like a flow chart. Like in the first, you started the function, and in the second step, you the input you आपने जो डाला है उसमें that is variable A, और उसके बाद आपने जो थर्ड स्टेप में डाला that is variable B, और
Yes,
जो आपने फिर फोर्थ स्टेप में किया you can coordinate the both commandments given in step second and third.
because that's the process. That's the process. Important thing.
Yes sir, that's the process. And
Yes.
sir आपने फिफ्थ में फिर आपको उसका आउटपुट मिला,
Yes.
और
Exactly.
सिक्स्थ स्टेप में आपने उसको स्टॉप कर दिया.
Absolutely correct. Get the point.
Yes sir.
Okay. Then what we have is, so the mathematical calculations can make use of numbers and variables, for example. Okay. My number is equal to 10 plus 2, number can store 15. So just given some examples. My number can actually do is that can actually use variable, it can add 3 to the variable itself. So these are just some examples. So this is what assignment, I just explained you this assignment is. So that's another process that could be. So I just gave you an example. This is another example. So input. Okay. So start. Okay, hold on. I need to explain this. Let me explain this. I can't just skip it. So a start, enter a number. We enter a number. Okay. So we enter number 1. Output, enter second number. Okay. Now what is this A? When we use this circle means that if I don't have space, this
Sir, these are two different functions proportionally.
exactly. This is a connector. This basically connects it. It means continuation. Yes or no?
Like where function A is being, like जहाँ पे function A खत्म हो रहा है उसी step से function B शुरू हो रहा है. That's a continuity.
ये continuity exactly वो जो कुल कर रहा है. फिर हमने input
Yes.
किया, then what that's a process, and then we display it out. So very simple example. I just explained you before they did. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes बेटा.
सर मुझे समझ आ गया, लेकिन वो जो हमने ऊपर पढ़ा ना माय नंबर वाला,
हाँ
सर वो समझ नहीं आया. लाइक इज इट द सेम थिंग वेरिएबल वाला चीज?
जी same thing. It's the same thing.
ओके ठीक है, यानी कि असाइनिंग अ वेरिएबल टू अ नंबर बेसिकली.
Absolutely.
ओके.
Now look at this. Let's look at the example. A program needs to ask a person's age and then tell them how old they will be in 50 years. Okay. So draw a flowchart for the algorithms. Start by dividing the steps into required. So ask the number their age. Okay. Ask them to enter their age. Take the age as input. Add 50 to their age. Output the new age. So this is what we
सर
will
we
be.
will start with a flowchart which says कि like start पे हम we will write start, और
Yes.
फिर नीचे in the second step we will write output, we will write ask them to enter their age. We will
Yes.
write an output message that says that enter your age. In the
Yes.
third step they will enter their age,
Mm-hmm.
and in the fourth step the process will add 50 to the age entered in the previous step.
Uh-huh.
And in the fifth step, sorry, in the fourth step, so
Uh-huh.
the fifth step, the final output will be the new age, and then it will stop the function.
Very good. See how clearly you're getting it, and you're doing it for the first time, I believe. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Well done. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. So this is how it will be. Start. Enter your age. We enter. Sorry. Enter your age. Input age. Okay. We enter the age. Enter or input is the same thing. New age will be like just like you said. Output. This will be this, and we stop. This is exactly what you said. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Right. Very good. Okay. And this is the pseudo code for the exact thing. See the pseudo code. Enter your age. Okay. Output. Input age. New age. So obviously new age is different variable. Age plus 50. Output. We get this. So
Yes sir.
that's a flow chart. So step by step, You learn how to make is a flowchart, and step by step you learn how to make a pseudocode. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Now another step: decisions. Okay. Okay. Decisions are what? Decision basically better means ke, for example, if it's too foggy, for example, we can make a decision. So if it's too foggy today, I will go to school. This will be yes, or no, I will not go to school. Get the point? Okay.
Yes, sir. Choosing between
Either
two
you can do
options.
this, you have two options. That means decision. So you can do this, either you can do that. So wherever we have comparisons or selections, we use is decision. And for decision, what is this? Is this not? That's greater than, that's a comparison. Comparison. These are all comparisons. And I think you agree with me, these are all comparisons, yes or no?
Yes,
That's
sir. Yes, sir.
that's also comparison, not equal to.
और सर आपने जो एग्जांपल दी लाइक स्कूल वाली दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ सिलेक्शन राइट
Exactly. Exactly. अब डिसीजन के लिए हम क्या यूज करते हैं? फॉर डिसीजन वी यूज दिस सिंबल. इट्स अ काइट सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग. This is a decision. And in decision, we have two things. One is no and one is yes. Obviously, decision cannot have three or one. It will always have yes or no. Okay. So, for example, let's have a look at this. If you can clearly see this, I can't zoom in because then it won't be visible. I have start input age. Is the age greater than 18? Okay. If it's yes, output, you are old enough. And then we end the program. So we end the program. No, output, you are too young. And then we end the program. Yes or no?
लाइक टू वेज राइट
Exactly. So it could be yes or it could be no. Or maybe the question, okay, maybe if the question says that you keep on entering the age unless and until the right age is not entered. So फिर हम क्या करेंगे इस केस में? We will take this arrow and we will bring it here. You know why? Because then we will keep on inputting the age unless until
The cycle goes on until the right age is being entered.
exactly. Just talking about a case that could come. You get my point.
Yes, sir.
I think it's pretty easy if you get the
Yes, sir. That's me.
basic concept. One of the basic problems with flowcharts and pseudocode is that if in the beginning a student is not taught with a good concept, it becomes a problem. Although it's such an easy concept. Okay, it's not something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there could be multiple selections. Okay, for example, is the age less than 10? Yes, no. Is the age less than 20? I mean, it could be is the age less than 10? And if it's, is it a girl? No. I mean, it could be anything. There
So
could be
basically, in this, we are giving two conditions in a process that what will we do if we give the computer, for example, if we have, what will the computer do, or what will the computer give us the output if we have age less than 10, and
yes,
what will the computer give us the output if we have age less than 20, and if we
exactly,
don't have both the ages, then what will the computer give us as an
exactly,
output?
absolutely. For example, we could probably have over here is not a process. Okay, we could even have a process. Maybe if it's this, then probably some other process we might start. If it's less than 10, then we can probably do reading. Okay. If it's less than 20, we can probably do writing. I don't know. Just think of something. I don't know. Get the point. Get my point, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the pseudocode for that this will be that now obviously we were talking about conditions. So we have is if statement. So if a variable age is greater than 18, then do this and end if.
Sir, it's like if statement जो हमने किया था उधर
Excel में.
एक्सेल में, yes.
जी बिल्कुल उसी तरह मगर आप ये now you're writing in more linguistic way, frankly speaking.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see, if
Yes.
age is greater than 18, then you do this, and if, I mean, there could be even multiple, which means if the age is less than 18, then you do this, else you do this, and then you end it. The important thing is,
Conditional formatting.
जी, अब important चीज इसमें जो ये है, इसके लिए I can probably zoom in and emphasize on this is, let me just remove this. वो ये है बेटा कि whenever you start with if, it has to have an end if. जरूरी है. Okay? And
Yes,
if you want multiple things, like if this statement is true, if this condition is true, then obviously this will happen. And if this condition is not true, so then we have to write else. It's obvious बात है. So obviously when you will practice along with me, you will have a better idea what I'm saying.
Sir?
Yes.
So in paper one, like if you're given any question regarding this topic,
Mm-hmm.
so do we need to write these example at the end of the question? Like, will it gain us any marks?
No, for example, you will get direct questions. They will say, is write a pseudocode for a program that will keep on asking the user the right number, the right number to be entered. So uske liye we'll write the pseudocode, and that will be 4 marks or 6 marks. I don't know. Okay, or
Sir, along with the explanations or just the diagram?
no, they can ask you to make a flowchart, or they can ask you to write the pseudocode.
Okay.
Okay,
Like they could not ask for the explanation.
No. Either pseudocode, either flowchart. Not both.
Okay.
Not both of them. If they ask you both of them,
All right.
it will be double marks, but it could not be.
All right, sir.
Right? Get the point. Okay, so
Yes.
like multiple conditions will be like this. So look at this more better example. We have over here that if the cost is greater than 100, then this would happen. Else if the cost is less than 80, then remember the nested if we did in Excel? The concept is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes. But now,
Number of ifs enter किए थे.
exactly. But now what we're doing is writing it in a structured language. Else you do this output. Okay. Else if the cost is less than 60, then you do this. Else if the cost is less than 40, you do this. Else if this, and at the end, like I said, if you have an if, it has to have an end. Yes or no?
Sir, if and end if is just like start and stop.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You get the point.
Yes, sir.
I just want to have a look. We will have cases, more flowcharts, and then we have to discuss loops. Okay. For loop, repeat until, and string manipulation. Right.
Sir?
Yes, beta.
Sir, in the last class, you said that you'll send me a paper of Excel just to practice.
Exactly. तो इसको हाँ मैं भेज देता हूँ आपको. मैं इसको पॉज करता हूँ क्योंकि होल्ड ऑन, मसला ये